Jump on a video, Gio said. We've got to record now. Something's happened. So, what normally happens before you go and record a video, we record on this software, and somebody will make the title, and then two people will jump on a video. And that's exactly what we did. But I've just got in. Gio was here before me, so he's made the title, and he's basically created this little thing, this little scene that you can see in front of you. And I thought, oh, I wonder what the video is going to be. He'd written on the title, Bowen broken. So there you go. Welcome to the Bowen broken video. He is indeed broken. He's got a fractured foot, and it looks like, we'll get straight to the nitty gritty, that he's going to be missing for minimum 6 weeks, and the maximum. Well, who knows the maximum? Minimum 6 weeks. So he's probably going to be 2 months out at least. The reason I know this is because I used Google. I didn't know. It says a fractured foot. They've been very vague. The only thing I know about fractured feet is because of David Beckham, metatarsal. So I went, how long for a fractured metatarsal? And that's what you got. Basically, Gio, he's going to be missing for Lopetegui's 2 or however long there's going to be crunch games. Lots of them. All the El Sakikos he's going to be missing, mate.
Yeah, it's very depressing, isn't it? Actually, genuinely, this has got me worried quite a lot, to be honest with you, because I feel like the first half of the season, we've been saved by Bowen quite a bit, and that guy's no longer there. I always think when you've got players like Bowen in your team, you've got half a chance because he can do something. Whether he gets your assist or he gets the goal, he can come up with something. You know, the game against Southampton's a prime example. We weren't great, but Bowen anticipated the knockdown from Fulkrug, got in there and got the goal and got the 3 points. And he's sort of the only player at the minute that's capable of doing that. He shouldn't be, because we've got talented players in that squad. But in terms of just form, he's the only attacker that I've got any hope or faith in coming up with a goal or an assist at West Ham United currently. And he's going to be missing for a couple of months. And yeah, I mean, I'm worried. It's bad because A, we're missing our best player and most important player, but B, the geezer in charge has struggled with Jarrod Bowen. I'm dreading what he's going to do without Jarrod Bowen.
So let's just put this into context. Just before we had the news, you'd already recorded your video for today. And you said to me, I've just done this video, and in the video you were saying, it's fine, we're safe, now's a good time to change the manager because sort of nothing can go wrong. That was basically just what I've not watched it, but that's basically just what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
I'm giving you a chance to sort of,
pretty much. And I kind of think it's still a little bit true, because if anything, this gives more reasons to change the manager now. Because if you were to say to Sullivan, do you have faith that this man can see West Ham through this period without Jarrod Bowen? And if the answer is no, then you know what you've got to do.
Yeah.
Simple as that, really. I think if anything, so initially, because in the video I said, it's risk-free, we're not going to get relegated. You've got to be a terrible manager to come into West Ham and get us relegated. You've got to be stinking bad. An average one keeps us up comfortably.
For sure.
And that was before I knew the Bowen news. And so that's maybe changed my perspective a little bit, in the sense that I think we could get dragged into relegation battle, maybe even been a bit OTT. The news is fresh. It's hot off the press, if you like. But, and this is obviously pre-January transfer window, we've got an opportunity to rectify it. That's the one saving grace, is that the window opens tomorrow, right? So we can spring to action if we want to. And it presents an opportunity for 1 or 2 players in the squad. However, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't really worried about this. I am, it's the worst news possible, isn't it? It's the last player you want to get injured.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it was the McAllister challenge, wasn't it?
No.
Really?
Bowen posted on social media saying it happened in the first half. And he played on. So I don't know which one it was, but McAllister's one was in the second half. And I feel guilty because I thought he might have just wasn't that injured and thought, I'm out of here. I'm getting off the pitch. This is embarrassing. So I feel a bit guilty for thinking that. But no, Bowen said it was the first half. There was a challenge and he was injured. And I do recall him being sat down. I can't recall which challenge it was exactly, but yeah, it was another one.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, fair play to him for keep on going.
Yeah,
Yeah, listen, you weren't to know. I slag McAllister. I wouldn't worry about it. We all say things in the heat of battle, don't we? Let's be fair. Okay, it's quite interesting because yes, I think it does provide an opportunity for other players, but also one sort of kills the other. So yes, we have the ability to do something in the transfer window now, but what the one player we were going to use to basically bring in some funds was going to be Mohammed Kudus. I didn't ever think we were getting £100 million for him, but it's quite clear Mohammed Kudus is for sale. But that's exactly the player we're going to need to fill in for Bowen, which means we're going to be in a sticky situation whereby we can't sell the guy that we need to fund our transfer window spend. So I wouldn't be surprised if we've spent a bit of time identifying some targets who we can bring in. And yes, we can wave some magic wands and we can maybe make a Carlos Soler's deal permanent, trigger that. We won't have to pay the money now. That makes him a permanent signing, and we can bring in maybe another loan. Or there's all these sort of things we can do. But realistically, we need cold hard cash. That's what we're going to need. That'll only go so far. Little loans and borrowing this player, and we need to go and buy some players. And I mean, the strange thing is, it's not strange at all, but it does feel a little bit weird after talking about Kudus's impact, saying how he shouldn't play on the left hand side, and now this happens, and we did. I mean, if you're a Hammers Chat patron, if you're not, why not? We got a free trial. Go and check it out. By the way, when we did our player ratings, we went quite heavily on the Kudus being played on the right and how much better he is, and then the incompetence of Lopetegui moving him to the left. So, I mean, now we're going to get to see that, but are we? I mean, because you don't know what deals have been going to go on behind the scenes. And I don't believe we get 100 million for him, but I also don't believe we've had no offers. When I say offers, let me get this right. I don't believe we haven't had any conversations. I just don't believe that happens. I am sure, let's say, for example, that Liverpool, whatever, and Arsenal were interested. I can't think for a moment there have been no phone calls at all. I'm sure there's been a little tentative exchanges saying, what's the deal here? What's going on? Just so as people can get their ducks in order and get things lined up here. And Saka's injured, right, for Arsenal at the moment. So obviously they might have been looking at him. But
yeah, he just had surgery on his hamstring, so it's
yeah.
longer than Jarrod Bowen. He's out for.
Well, yeah, I mean, so yeah, quite possibly their need is bigger than ours. But we're the club with the players' registration. So I think that is really, really interesting. Interested to get your take on that, Chair. Before I do, please point in the direction of, hey, there it is. Today's video sponsor. It is Match Bingo. You can't be watching Hammers Chat and have not downloaded Match Bingo yet. You must have done. You can't be watching Hammers Chat and have not won on Match Bingo yet. We've had so many winners. But just in case you haven't, the link is in the description below. It's basically a combination of bingo and it's a combination of football. Rather than them being numbers, it's not two fat ducks, is it? Two little ducks, 22, two little ducks, two fat ladies, 88. Lots of older numbers. You don't have them. Got a throw in for your team. You've got a goal kick for the opposition. You've got all stuff like that. It's 15 events that you need to happen in the game. You've only got to get 5 of them. If you win the first line, you get some money. Win the second line, you get some money. Get a full house, win some money. If you don't do any of that, you can still win a bonus pot, get some more money. It's only £2 a play, so you can't skint yourself out. Now, what I would say is it's only 18 years and above. So, children, don't go stealing mummy and daddy's phone and playing this. Mummy and daddy, check it out. If you've already downloaded it, go and check it out. You may well find you've got some balance in your account. Get your Match Bingo cards. There's all sorts going on. We're running darts. There's just so many games going on at the moment at different things, not just the football as well. You've been enjoying the darts, haven't you, Gio?
I do enjoy the darts. Yeah, it's heating up.
It is heating up. There you go. No injuries in the darts, methinks. So there you go. Yeah, download Match Bingo. Use the link in the description below, though, please. Then they'll know you've come from Hammers Chat. We get a pat on the head, and we'll be running. We'll be doing a rerun of the victory in Prague very, very soon. We'll be doing that on a video. So get it downloaded before that. We'll be having a lot of fun with that as well. Would be some winners in that video and in that game. Gio, Mohammed Kudus. Keep him or sell him?
Well, we have to keep him now. I think, sorry, mate. I know you wanted out and you're a bit Edson Alvarez in the summer. I think he wanted out and he got injured. I think Kudus wanted out and now Bowen's got injured. And in football, luck goes in your favour sometimes and it goes against you. And it's not his fault, but we have to do what's best for West Ham United, and that is retaining Kudus. And actually, I think if we were to sell him in January, I don't know, 60 million we'd make a profit on him, but we wouldn't get anywhere near that 100 million, 70 million at a push or something. However, with this injury, it puts Kudus, you would assume it will push Kudus onto the right hand side permanently for a couple of months. You would imagine the performances would improve, his output would improve. Naturally, his value goes up and the amount of interested parties also increase. So it might actually do Kudus a bit of a favour as well. So the amount of clubs wanting him, or if he has a desired club he wants to go to, if they're a little bit unsure at the minute, he's now got, we talk about his performance against Liverpool. Was it a shop window performance? Well, he's got 2 months of shop window performances in a position that suits him better to get that move in the summer. And even if he was to play really well on the right, Bowen comes back and he goes back on the left, I think clubs would have enough evidence to say, actually, we know what you can do now. That guy's just using you incorrectly. Because as West Ham fans, we've seen glimpses of it, but we've not had a prolonged period of Kudus on the right-hand side because Jarrod Bowen's been ever present. Even when Bowen's gone up front, there's always been this preference to get Antonio back up front and Bowen on the right and Kudus back onto the left. So I think Kudus is stuck. I think it presents a really good opportunity for him, though. I think it presents a massive opportunity for Somerville to naturally take Kudus's role on the left, and he has to. I know 3 days ago we seen us play with the left winger, and he was sat on the bench. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume it was a plan to try and keep Salah and Alexander-Arnold quiet. It didn't work, but I assume that's why Emerson was left wing. So it gives Somerville one, and also it might finally give Steiden's £25 million buy an opportunity to get some minutes on the pitch. I thought it looked all right against Liverpool, albeit a training mode Liverpool. Hit the post, unlucky not to score. I can kind of see why he struggled to get minutes. His position is on the right, and we've struggled to get Kudus there because of Jarrod Bowen. This guy's Guilherme was never going to get there, but now with Bowen out, I think we'd be naive to dismiss the possibility that Kudus won't be needed up front in some games because if Fulkrug ain't doing it, is he going to go to Ings? I think he might go to Kudus first, and you might see Guilherme coming out into that right-hand side. Bowen was striker as well as right winger. He was also the alternative up front. So we now need a new alternative up front. It might be that Kudus is that man. We'll wait and see. But it provides opportunities for Somerville, Kudus, and possibly Guilherme as well. But it's a huge blow. I'm really upset by it, actually. I think it's no one's fault. It's just... And I don't think it helps having Lopetegui in charge. I've got he struggled with practically a full squad available to him, with maybe 1 or 2 players missing at most. He struggled. Now without Bowen, I think he's really going to struggle, Gonzo. His get out of jail card's gone.
Yeah. I was reading something. I think it was Henry Winter earlier today, and he was sort of doing a comparison with West Ham and Manchester United, and he was saying, Manchester United might be marginally worse, and one of his reasonings was that Manchester United don't have Jarrod Bowen.
Yeah,
it was, so it was quite, it was quite interesting. That was only this morning that I was reading that. So, look, it's not good. It's not good at all. It's all pretty bad, all pretty grim at West Ham at the moment, and they're going to have to deal with this. What with Antonio out as well, there's just no. However they do it, whether they go and hurry up the Agurds deal and take early money for that, or whatever, they don't.
Well, there's James Ward-Prowse as well. He's like 5th choice central midfielder at Nottingham Forest, right? Yeah. It's not worked. I think if you offer Forest, I don't know, a refund on their loan fee, would they send Ward-Prowse? Do we have a recall clause? I'd imagine not, because I would assume there's a significant loan fee involved of millions. It might be 2 or 3, but possibly to cover what we paid for Solar on loan. But it's not working for him. He's not even getting on the pitch at Nottingham Forest. So would they accept a refund to bin off Ward-Prowse? I'd be surprised if they wouldn't.
What, with you just selling him, you think?
Yeah, we could then recall him and then sell him. What's his market value? 20 million, maybe get 20 million. It's obviously an embarrassing loss of 10 million for the club, but it might help fund the January transfer window. So you've got Agurd and Ward-Prowse who are worth a bit of money, and Cornet is worth 50 pence if you want to get him back and try and sell him somewhere. eBay, Gumtree.
Definitely Gumtree. He's not. He's not making. He's not making. Maybe the 99p listing or something like that. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we'd definitely be out of pocket on eBay. It's definitely,
Maybe he could come back and replace Jarrod Bowen.
I'll tell you what. If you want, it'd be one of those marketplace, like everyone use Facebook Marketplace. No one ever phones up. No one ever does anything, or no one ever answers their messages. I think it'd be more like that with Maxwell Cornet probably. But there you go. Listen, folks. Sorry to be the bearers of bad news. Not our fault. Not even McAllister's fault, apparently. Just wishing everybody a happy new year, whatever you're up to tonight, whatever naughtiness and shenanigans you're up to. Please, as I say, don't forget to download Match Bingo if you haven't done so already. From myself and Gio, we're going to say goodbye to you now, and we will be back, well, with probably more good news in the very near future.